A Bug's Life.
For me and you.
This is the way.
It's one of my flick on a dandelion seed.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
One of my impulse buys.
Yep.
Decent.
Let's not talk about buys and packages and... yeah.
It's a soft spot.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, Yodel.
Yodel will fuck me over. Fuck you, Yodel. Never buy stuff and get it delivered by Yodel. They fuck me over.
Did you pick Yodel as an option?
No. That's just what they use. I've never had a problem with them. Ironically, I've never had a problem with Yodel. And then Jem had some fucking little behaviour charts we've had delivered for the kids. And she had some problem with them not delivering it, saying it was delivered. And then she was kicking up a right stink with them a couple of weeks ago. Lo and behold, next package it gets delivered to mine and they fucked me over. So we're blacklisted. She's fucked them off.
Great.
Wankers.
It's Gemma's fault.
That's who I've blamed.
Fantastic.
I've told her I blame her too.
Maybe you'll get the refund and then be grateful.
No, because I want the figure.
Yeah, true.
That I can't get now.
Yeah, I know. It's you got to suffer. I can't help you. I
I
apologise.
bet that's fucking silly money as well.
What now? You better look.
Yeah.
You was all excited before we hit record. Now I feel a downward spiral.
I might be able to get it on HMV's website.
Yeah? What, Black Series?
$33.99 they got it for. Pre-order though, so they're not even released it yet.
Well, how much did it cost you normally? Did it cost that much normal?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
What? Did you think it was mega money?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take away from the aggro because I'm with you on being very annoyed, but I thought it was like hundreds of pounds.
No. I'd tell you if I'd spent hundreds of pounds on a figure.
This is true. Why don't you just fucking pre-order it there and then just get the refund on from Yodel or Hasbro?
Well, I'll have to.
And then you'll pre-order it and then they'll send it out by Yodel. You'd be fucked.
They've got it on fucking eBay for 80 bones.
That's ridiculous.
Do you know what I mean? This is what I mean. They're scalpers, so I'll be surprised. That pre-order on HMV, because it's out now, that pre-order on HMV is probably a fucking pre-order because they've sold out.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know what I mean? So who knows when
pre-order
it's
for
back.
Next year.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, it's just bollocks. I'm fuming, and I'd prefer if we moved on. Welcome to episode Satin. What's buttons, by the way?
What was I going to fucking say? I had something in my head that I was going to say. Oh, fucking Game took the money, didn't they, for Mirage today?
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Me and Mark were talking about it going, because obviously it's a week, like the 5th is when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, normally they've taken the money by now. And we were both speculating that, where, like, what if in some horrendous world, because it got pushed forward a week, that the collector's edition hasn't. I was like, what if we get it a fucking week later than we're supposed to? But no, lo and behold, I got home and then boom, £135 exited my account. So that's fucking fantastic.
Which ain't bad though, is it? Once again,
it's really not bad. You can still buy it.
And
you can still buy it. It hasn't sold out yet. So there's obviously a lot of people just not fucking interested in it, which I find odd because it hasn't got 19 inches of Venom, but it's got I think like 8 inches worth of Basim.
Yeah. It's a cool collector's edition.
It's a very cool
Especially
collector's
it
edition.
comes with a game, so it's worth the price.
A lot cheaper than that fucking Starfield Constellation edition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I'm so happy I didn't get that.
Oh, what a game though!
It's very good. I haven't actually played a whole lot of it since we last spoke. Really,
I haven't touched it.
I've been busy, man. I finished the the storyline between the UC Defense and the Pirates, the Crimson Fleet. Spoilers if you haven't played it. You've been warned. I got rid of the fleet. Crimson Fleet are gone. I fucked them up. And then got like a 250,000 credits given to me, some shit like that. And then I put it down. I put it down and then I haven't returned yet. Not because I don't like it, but just because things like ESO and fucking Cyberpunk have drawn my attention.
I get it. Well, you can easily jump back into that shit.
100%. I'm not missing anything.
But yeah, that ending, you still need to get to that to see what I was talking about, which is very interesting. But I haven't even paid it any thought, so I think you should talk about Cyberpunk first, because I might go on about Baldur's Gate for a while.
That's fine. I haven't actually. obviously you had the update, the big old update for Cyberpunk last week.
But yeah, I should talk about that because I know very little.
Yeah.
And I did play it.
Yeah.
So when that update dropped, I was playing Baldur's Gate, but I was like, "Fuck it, it's updated itself, so let's go and have a look." So I logged in, and yeah, loads of messages were popping up. New UI, very clean looking, like messages were coming through, and then I was replying to him, but it was coming up at the side of the screen, which like it looked like it should be there, and it was coming up that they were typing and stuff.
Yeah, it didn't take up the whole fucking screen.
It looked really fucking clean,
and they've separated it, haven't they? The messages and phone calls and shit like that, so it looks so much better.
It looks very clean. So all I did was I drove around a bit. Driving feels amazing, like you mentioned yesterday. Driving just felt so much better. I don't know what they've done. So much
more responsive.
Yeah, I don't know what they've done to it, but it felt amazing.
Last time it felt stocky. You went to turn a corner and you had to slow down about 5 minutes before you touched it.
Yeah,
and that was great.
So that felt lovely. So all I did, I didn't want to like reinvest all my skill points, all that bollocks. I thought I'm not playing it properly. So all I did was I reset all my skill points, and I put all my points into so I could max out the katana. So I maxed out the katana so I could get the finishing move and like the ability to deflect bullets and all that stuff. And then I just went on a murderous rampage. I started killing people, and the cops would show up, but like unless I was there, they weren't just shooting me up. So they'd come and look if I weren't in the vicinity. They weren't doing nothing. And then when I was getting spotted, I'd like use my massive jump that I've got. I'd climb over the top of roofs, jump down into an alleyway. They'd lose me. I'd lose my wanted. So it's like actually fucking responsive and cool. So when I lost that, I jumped in a motor and then I done a drive-by. That felt fucking epic.
Yep.
The combat feels incredible. I don't know what they've done, but the
guns feel great, don't they?
I think they've added like some aim assist or something because now I'm popping. I'm popping
straight in the faces.
Yeah, it is lovely. I managed to get enough of a wanted level to get max tack on me, and then the big bosses drop down. Yeah, they're naughty. Have you had them yet? Oh,
I have not.
You know, in the cartoon series, the anime, where they like do that thing where they like blur about. Yeah, they do that. They man, so you can't really fucking. Obviously, there's different bosses from the max tack. So yeah, I fought them for a little while. Fought them for ages, man. I was running in and out of shops, hiding behind counters, shooting them. More were coming. It was fucking epic. There was police putting roadblocks out with like spikes and shit. I jumped in a car to try and get away, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" All the tires were popped. So it was just like around the corners and that. I had to dive out of that. Jumped in the sea, swam around to like a thing, jumped out there. Then as I come up the dock, I see a police car fucking hossing. I was like, fuck. They were chasing another fucking gang. They were all shooting out the window back at the police. It felt fucking amazing. It felt like the living, breathing cyberpunk world what it should have been. And that was always the goal with what they were trying to do and what they were trying to achieve. So obviously, I've always banged on about how good Cyberpunk was. But we all know what Cyberpunk wanted to be and what it could be, and I think it's reached that now. From the small update I've played, I haven't touched anything like you have. I haven't touched the DLC, and obviously there's things that are locked into the DLC that weren't available to me, like the guns on the cars and certain perks.
New skills.
Yeah, so all that I haven't touched. I don't want to know a lot, but, you know, just do your thing and crack on with what you want to talk about.
I haven't touched any of the katana stuff. I'm not interested in that. Melee's not my it's not my bank. Heavy machinery and fucking juggernaut type shit is the stuff that I've gone for. So you get like adrenaline. So if you use it like a health boost or something like that, you basically become like immune to everything.
That's another thing I noticed actually. They took away all the med packs, so now you've just got one on cooldown. So much better.
I think there's one or two different things, but you know when you'd have the food and stuff like that, and it was like, eat this for such. Yeah, I think they've just got rid of it because it was becoming very, very tedious. Because my inventory was constantly just filled with all this food that you're never going to touch. You're never going to touch it.
No, I had like 5 million inhalers. Why am I going to eat an apple?
Yeah, it's pointless. So yeah, by the looks of it, they got rid of it. Obviously, I logged in and see that all of my inventory, like my gear, was effectively redundant. So just sold it all because it didn't have anything on it. all my skills had been reset, and I had a little play around, had a little look. Any of the car stuff I haven't gone for because I'm just not massively interested in the combat in the vehicles. I tried it out. It's good, but it's just not my like. You can get the auto lock-in thing, so you don't actually have to aim or anything. Just as long as that blue square's there, you can attack, which makes life a lot easier. I think that's standard though, because I've got that without having any skills like picked for it. But yeah, the gun feels they feel so good because I'm still using Silverhand's pistol.
Sick gun.
And it's just like you say, I'm just constant headshots. Like it just feels really fucking good, and looks great as well. I don't know if they've done anything graphically. Oh no, they have done stuff graphically because I saw a comparison of Johnny Silverhand, like pre-patch,
Yeah, I
and
see
after,
that.
and it looks very fucking good, very good. But there was a specific bit in the DLC, literally nothing crazy, just walking through a building. And like there was just a hole in the wall that you have to duck down and go through, and it just looked really, really good, really fucking good. And I was like, I don't remember it looking this pristine. I really haven't played much of the DLC. Really, like not a lot, maybe like an hour.
I keep seeing thumbnails pop up on YouTube, and I have to just ignore them because I'm going in completely blind.
It's
I
like a
don't want
30+ hour fucking DLC.
Mate, that's what I mean. The Witcher expansions,
They were big boy,
they
man.
were chunky. They're known
boy.
for like the best expansions ever made, bro.
I think Mark's approaching like the halfway mark on it. He's just fucking smashing it out, and is saying like it's really fucking good. So
I'm a long way from it.
Yeah,
because I've got Baldur's Gate to finish, and then I want to start a new character on Cyberpunk, so I'm not gonna jump in with the character I've got. So I think a lot of the main. So what background did you pick on Cyberpunk?
Corpo.
Right. So I picked Nomad. So my story starts out in the desert, and then I get a little fucking Nomad motor and stuff like that, and then the reason I did that, I remember my exact reasoning, because I was thinking about it before it come out. And I thought, well, because I've never been in Night City, I thought it'd be cool to start outside Night City and then work your way in.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose that. But I'm not sure how the start of your character starts off. But in the Nomad, you start off, you're in a mechanic shop and you're fixing your car, and then a sheriff walks in and he's fucking giving you some shit. Anyway, you drive off into your car and then you meet Jackie. Where'd you meet Jackie in Corpo Land?
Fucking hell, it's been a while, because you start in Corpo Land in a big old building that
plaza,
you're working in, and I think you just meet Jackie after, like, you're at work, and then you come out, and I think you just meet Jackie because you do a heist, don't you?
Yeah. So in the Nomad one, you meet him in like a little camper van, and then you have to go. You have to deliver an item of great value to Night City in the city. But you don't know who Jackie is. You're like been set up to work together, and you have to drive through like customs essentially. So you drive up, and then you have to stop and wait, and then the customs officer calls you through. You have to go through, sit down in like an interview room, get questioned about it and stuff like that. And then when you go through, then you get a car chase, and everyone starts shooting at you, and you drive in, and you're going through all these things. But I remember specifically thinking when I was playing the game for the first time, how do I shoot out the window?
Yeah, because you can't.
But I think, no, because you can, because Jackie's driving.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But now it's going to be completely different, because it's just going to feel like clean. It wasn't clean. It felt like janky as fuck. But I'm not going to pick that anyway. But that was just my thought. And I just want to experience. There's so many bits in that game that I think are just going to feel so much better, and they've tweaked a lot. There's a lot of secret tweaks into like main missions. You know that what's his face, that geezer that he was talking about, the horrible cunt, the Ripper Doc that was fucking up the women and that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's something about they've changed that so you can like really fuck him up now, like he deserves and stuff like that. So
they've put dildos back in the game.
Nice,
because they took them out.
Why did they take them out?
They at the beginning when it first come out, apparently there was an absolute influx of dildos everywhere. You couldn't move
there
the dildos.
Was
a lot of dildos, and apparently they made the decision to take the dildos out because it was just cheap humour, and it wasn't what it was supposed to be. So they just removed the dildos. Well, one of the vendors very early on in the DLC that sells some weapons, nothing crazy, sold a dildo. I've got a picture of it actually. I'll show you a picture.
I do love a big dildo.
I'll show you a picture of the
on
dildo.
video games.
It is a big dildo. It's 19 inches worth of dildo. It's big fucker. Apologies for the phone picture, but there's your dildo.
Oh, she's saucy.
Handle and everything.
Yeah, it looks like a sword.
Yeah. It's what I might test out, because it's free to change your perks around and everything like that. You can just unlearn and relearn stuff. It doesn't cost you anything to do it, so it makes it very easy to swap and change when you want. I want to skill into the katana stuff and see if that can deflect bullets.
Dildo melee finishers.
I want to see if that can deflect stuff, because it says blades and it's technically a blade.
No, because there's also.
Or is it a blunt weapon?
Yeah, it'd be a blunt sort.
Because there is a skill tree for blunt weapons.
Yeah,
so
sledgehammer thing in that.
I might have to have a little look.
I'm concerned that the finisher for dildo is not going to be a whack round the face.
I wonder. Imagine that's a hidden little gem there.
Jam it up their ass.
Oh my god,
Saucy.
but it did fuck all damage. It did like a third of the damage of the other weapons. I think it even said in the description, like not used for harming your enemies or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
I really want to play it. I'm not going to lie. I really want to play it, but now's not the time.
How far are you in Baldur's Gate?
36 hours.
How long does it take to finish it
on
average?
I'm in Act 1. Is it my turn to talk?
You're going to be there forever.
Yeah, that's where I want to stay. Right, so, it's my turn to talk, obviously. So let's start off with the character creation.
How long did that take?
I was face to face with the television screen, matter of centimetres away.
Yeah, looking at your penis.
Yeah, as Jem walked in, like from the kitchen, and looked at me and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I said, "I was trying to find a penis with no foreskin," and I couldn't tell.
They have one with no foreskin.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't see. You couldn't tell.
Right.
So she had to pick my penis.
Oh, okay.
Right. So yeah, from the drop, I'm just gonna say, and I know you're gonna rip me for it, and I hear it from other people as well.
If I hear any word that begins with G
Right.
and rhymes or ends in oat,
Right. It is by far.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I've never said this before.
Oh,
This is the best game I've ever played. This is
you definitely
no.
said that
I've never
before.
ever once said that it beats The Witcher. This has dethroned The Witcher 3 as my number one greatest game I've ever played.
You reckon?
It's not even in question. It fucking so far exceeds The Witcher 3 that it's shocking. And Witcher 3 ruined games for me for years. I was just like, it's good, but it's not The Witcher.
Sam, I know you'll be listening to this, and you left us obviously a nice message with your gaming knowledge. Specifically, there was a section about The Witcher 3 being the all-time best.
I didn't see this.
Did you not?
No.
Patreon doesn't fucking notify you when you got messages, so I check every now and then.
Did he say The Witcher was the best?
I believe so, yes.
What a guy.
So, yeah, big Witcher
But you're
fan.
wrong now.
Well, I want your after you listen to this, I want your opinion on this.
Has he played Baldur's Gate?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, does it?
Well, it does, if he needs to have some
It
sort
doesn't,
of,
no.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Because I uninstalled it, not through hatred, just because I wanted the space. I haven't played it on controller. Obviously, you're playing on controller, and it looks and apparently feels completely different, more like a third-person RPG style, because you can actually move around. That click to move shit, I don't like it. I won't vibe in that.
I can't compare it to the computer, obviously, because I didn't play it on the computer, but it feels perfect. You move the camera with the right stick, you move your character with the left stick. You want to jump, you just press up on the D-pad and you can jump.
Yeah, you didn't have that on PC. If you wanted to move the camera, use WASD.
None of that.
You
zoom in down and up with the right analog stick. So if you want to zoom out, you just hold down and it'll zoom out.
Which is exactly how it should
like
have always
literally
been.
over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Beautiful view. And yeah, like I said to you before, turn-based isn't my thing, but I'm fucking getting by. I'm slaying beasts.
Does it feel overwhelming with the amount of spells or anything? Like UI wise, how are we feeling?
So I've gone in with the mentality that because I watched the video long before Baldur's Gate, long before I played it, someone's views, but with no spoilers, just him talking about it, and it was specifically about players that have never played Dungeons and Dragons or Baldur's Gate before.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, the one thing I can tell you about Baldur's Gate 3 is if you don't understand everything or all the systems that's going on, it's fine. You do not need to know everything.
Mm.
And that's what I've gone in with. And there's things that I don't completely understand how it works, but I know it is working, and that's fine. And there's things that I am now discovering, that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely, I can never see a game beating this. It is, I don't understand. I text Connor yesterday saying, look, I'm in this place. Is it obvious when you're in Act 2? Like, because I just can't still be Act 1. He was like, yes, that's Act 1. I was like, there's enough, what I've done is enough content for 2 games. Like, it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'd buy people this game just to experience it because it's that good. Obviously you get your followers. How much did you play? Roughly.
I think I put in about 10 something hours, something like that. It wasn't that I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It was just simply the click to move. I know I could have just plugged in a controller, blah blah blah. But basically, in the time that I did my bit of playthrough, other things took me. I started ESO again, so I was like, right, well, see you later. I'm going back to ESO.
Yeah. So the way I describe it to people, because a lot of people at work have spoke to me about it, because I'm mad for it, and they don't really play games.
Mm.
So the only way I can describe it to people that don't play games is like a video game version of Game of Thrones, where there's no plot armor for no one. You know what I mean? So there's obviously you get your companions. So far, I've killed 3 companions.
I think I killed one as well.
But the problem is, I haven't learned my lesson. So the first one, you go back to your camp to rest and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was in my camp, something happened, and it was like, giving you options and dice rolls and stuff like that. So obviously something was going on, and one of my options was basically to lunge at him and do something to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and I just stabbed him square in the chest. Yeah, you done that, huh? Yeah, so
Sorry, big old mouth of tea. Yeah, I did that as well.
Yeah, so he's dead.
By accident. I didn't realise that was
I didn't
what was
know
going
that
to
was
happen.
gonna happen.
I was like, fuck.
So he's dead, and that's it now. He's gone. Right?
Yeah.
And I actually really like that character. So I was like, oh, fuck. But I'm making it so it's like, there's no saves coming. It is what it is. These are the choices I've made. This is the way it goes. So he's dead. And then I kind of... So I'm not trying to play an evil character, but a lot of choices are just ending like naughty. A lot of people are forcing my hand in certain situations.
I'm going to start the download of it again and then plug the controller in and see if that I can get on with it.
Did you make it to like the Druid's Grove and all that sort of stuff?
I don't think so, because there's so much fucking...
Right, so much.
There's so much shit that you can just explore. It's incredible. There's so much shit.
Mate,
yeah.
It's honestly, I don't know how this exists. So yeah, there's like a little war going on between the Druids and these other people and the goblins and stuff like that. So I kind of accidentally, on purposely, sided with the goblin army.
I would do exactly the same thing.
Well, yeah. So I slaughtered absolutely everyone, all the innocent people. They're dead. And then one of my followers was really not happy with that. So when that battle started, he turned around and called me a traitor. So he got the one bang. So that companion is now dead. And then another companion I saw, I didn't realise they were going to be a companion, and someone gave me an option to kill them for like money.
And you went ahead
and I killed them, and they dropped items that a companion carries, and I was like, fuck. So I've killed 3 companions. So I don't even know if there is any more available. So I've had to hire one. So I've got a mage that's been risen. I've got a wizard or sorcerer or whatever he is.
Yeah.
That's been risen from the dead. Just to fill in a gap, basically, because I've killed.
That is fantastic.
And the funniest point of it was that there was a point where I'd killed 2 companions, and the only 2 companions I had left hated each other and kept trying to kill each other. So, and also you have the parasite in your head, and I've managed to convince everyone to eat more. So, it's...
To eat more parasites?
Yeah, eat more parasites.
It's decent.
You got that classic eat more parasites, get more powerful, or get it out of your head kind of jobby. I won't go into all of it, but it's fascinating. The story is enthralling. The choices are insane. The combat's fucking amazing. The loot is amazing. There's no hand holding. Like, I found a forge. There's no like pop up like, this is a forge. This is how you do it. You're just like, oh, what goes in here? Oh, you can put an item in here. Wonder what you put in it. I'll put that. I'll put a mushroom in it. Obviously, that does nothing. I'm not a retard, but I put it in for a laugh.
Mushroom straight in.
So I put something else in. Then I did something else, and then I did something else, and it was like, oh, bang, something's happened. But I worked it out on my own. I banged my head for one evening. For 2.5 hours, I was fighting the same boss. And the biggest thing I can say about this game is that not for 1 second have I been bored or annoyed. Not one. No game has ever done that to me. Not for 1 second have I been bored or annoyed. Not once. And I banged my head against this boss for 2.5 hours. But every time I fought him, I learnt something new. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll try that. All right, what if I put these companions, I set these up here, and then when these spawn, I can... And everything just worked perfectly. And there's been so much stuff that I could have missed, but I managed to find, because I've literally gone through everything with a fine-tooth comb. And there's going to be so much stuff that I have missed, because obviously, as you walk around, you might just get a perception roll. It will just roll itself.
Yep.
And it will say failed for all your companions. And you'll miss a hole in the wall that you can't see because you've failed that thing. So the game is infinitely replayable with all the classes, all the races, all the choices. It's absolutely incredible and is quite worthy of #1 spot. And barring a crazy fall off for the next fucking however many hours, then I can't see this ever being dethroned. The fact that Witcher 3 is #2 now is mental to even say.
It is. Baldur's Gate 3 is one of those games where when it first come out, it come out on PC first. And I feel like there was a lot of hate towards Baldur's Gate 3 by people who aren't PC players, and they're going, take to shit. And then it's come out on console, fully supported, very streamlined, where it no longer is click to move. It's still turn based, but I just get the impression that it feels different on that controller setup than it does through mouse and keyboard. But it's definitely got that special sauce about it. The thought that has gone into making this game is absolutely mental, because you really can do more or less whatever the fuck you want. If you can think about doing it, then chances are you can do it.
I'll give you an example of that exact thing happening. There was I slaughtered these people. Rightfully so. I freed them from their slave masters, because I'm not a complete arsehole. I'm actually trying to play a good character, but nevertheless, there's some choices that are a bit, grey. But I killed this guy. Some people were happy about it, some people weren't. I was trying to loot his body, and every time I went to loot it, it was like, these people are not happy that you're trying to steal off this body. And I was like, fuck's sake. But he's like a big guy, so he's going to have good loot. He's going to have like important stuff. I was like, how the fuck am I going to get away with this? So what I did, I split my party up, and I had 3 of them fucking... I controlled... Because you can split them, right? So you can have like 3 follow 1, or 1, 1, 1, 1, whatever you want to do. So I split my party up and left my main guy next to the body. And I took the other 3 off somewhere else. And this geezer followed him, right? But the easiest way I could do it is I picked the body up, and then I just took him back to my camp. And the body is in my inventory now. Yeah. So then I just dropped the body in my camp, and then I looted him there where no one could see. But that was the only way I could work out how to get away with stealing him. But then there was a guy in my camp that wasn't too happy about it as well, but he nearly got slaughtered. But that's what I mean. You can kill anyone in the game. It's nuts. You can just... You can interact with every object. You see a door, you can it's got a health bar.
Yeah.
You see a bit of paper on the floor, it's got a health bar.
Yeah, you can do whatever you fucking want with
You
it.
can combine items, you can find items, and everything's got like a cutscene to it, like a proper acted cutscene. So you interact with, like, I'm not shitting on Starfield here because I think Starfield's fantastic, and getting a lot of bad press, which I don't understand. I think it's really good, but you compare the two, and this is why I'm glad I played Baldur's Gate after. You compare the two, you can talk to every single person in this game, and it comes up with
stuff.
You know, they might just give you a little one line, but it's not like a one line where you'll walk past them, you press X to talk on them, and it'll just be like some text pop up. They will interact with them. You'll see their face up close. They'll say something, and you might have dialogue options.
Yeah.
So it's worth talking to someone. And I said to Connor, because I see him the other day, I've never had a game before where I've walked into like a new town or a new place, and I've wanted to go and talk to everybody. Normally I'm like, I can't be off to talk to everyone here. I'm genuinely interested. I want to go and find out who's who, what the crack is. Some quests lead you miles away doing loads of other stuff. Some are just quick ones, but not a single quest has ever felt like your normal average fetch quest. There's nothing like that. Honestly, this game is going to be talked about for 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah, a long time.
It's going to be, this is the benchmark now. This is the benchmark. I don't care what any developer says. This is the benchmark, and you probably are never getting anywhere near it, but that's what you got to aim towards. That is a phenomenon. It's an anomaly. It really is the magnum opus of gaming for me now, and anything just will pale in comparison. The advantage that Cyberpunk has is I love Cyberpunk anyway, and it's a completely different beast. But when I'm talking like RPGs in terms of like Skyrim, Witcher, things like that, this is the benchmark now. And like I say, turn-based combat are not my thing, but I'm loving it. I love the turn-based combat. I love the way you can interact with things. I love the abilities I'm getting.
How do you set your path when you're in a combat sequence and you can move your person? How do you move them?
What do you mean?
The same way that you move them normally?
No, so in combat, obviously, it's turn-based now. So.
I know, but you've got a certain amount of steps that you can move position.
So you just use your analog stick to point where you want to go, and it'll go there. You can press X and it'll run that way.
Oh, and you can just...
So if you want to go there, you can just go there and then press X and it'll run there. It'll show you the line that it'll run.
Right,
or if you want to go round something, you can go round and up and stuff like
makes
that.
sense. Yeah.
Or you can jump. Or I've got some abilities that let me like teleport somewhere else. So I've got an ability. I've got it unlocked now. I've got my characters. I know their abilities because I'm leveling them up, and I'm going, right, you've already got that, so you don't need that. I need someone to have this ability. I've got my cleric girl. She's got an ability that can stop her or anyone else being attacked for 10 turns. Unless you attack something. You can still get hit by AoEs, but you can't be attacked unless you attack something. So she just automatically whacks that on her, and she just heals everyone up. And then I've got my character, which is he's a warlock, but also he's like an archer melee thing, but he tends to do melee archery more. Soon as the battle starts, he tends to use Misty Step, which you can teleport anywhere in the battlefield. So I tried to get somewhere high, and then I've got my sorcerer guy, who also does the Misty Step somewhere high. So I got him raining down arrows, my sorcerer raining down spells, my healer basically invulnerable, healing everybody and buffing them. And then I've got my warrior, she's just fucking nuts. She's got loads of hit points. She does some stupid amount of damage. She's able to attack twice in one turn, and she's got an ability which lets her do that again. So sometimes really tough enemies, I can get 4 attacks on and wipe them out before they even get a chance to do anything. So I've got my party, it's settled. So even if someone else does pop along, they're going to have trouble getting in. And I've built relationships with these people now. I know them. I know what their motives are. I know how they work. I know, and there's always party chatter when they're talking away to each other, which I love. Apart from my sorcerer that's been brought back from the dead, he says nothing because he's like this walking corpse. He's just a walking corpse.
Because you can talk to corpses, can't you?
Yeah, I've got an ability to talk to corpses. I've got an ability to talk to animals.
Mm.
You know, these are all things you can miss out on if you don't take the abilities.
Yeah.
You know, you can get potions to talk to them, but obviously then they're
Limited.
finite use. So yeah, you can talk to dead bodies. You can talk to. I always talk to animals because it's great. And
have you come across that squirrel yet?
Yeah, I didn't kick it. I know you can, so I didn't, just because I knew what happened. It's the only clip I'd seen of Baldur's Gate.
Kicking the shit out of a squirrel.
But then there's it's all just checks as well. You got the roll dice, you got the buzzer that hitting the roll. Because I'm not save scumming, I'm like genuinely like, please hit. You know, there was a lock yesterday, so obviously you go up to level. You want to hit 20 is the maximum. And normally it's like a 10 or a 15 you need to hit, and you can add your bonuses. So if you roll a 9 and you've got a bonus because of luck, you'll get a +2, whatnot. And it will add it to it, so it'll therefore be 11. But I come up against a door yesterday, it was 30. I was like, how is that even possible? But luckily for me, like the class I've chosen, the abilities I've chosen, my character is like he's made a pact with a dark one or something. So every now and again I can use something called Dark One's Blessing, which gives me like a 1 to 15 chance on abilities. I managed to roll like 34 and managed to get through this door, which obviously stopped me from going on some mad quest to find a key. This thing, so I basically just cheesed it.
Yeah.
But that's just the way the game's going. I've made a completely unique character. I've never had a character that I like the look of this much as well. He looks phenomenal. He looks like he just fits. He's perfect.
He a dwarf?
No, he's an elf.
You've gone for an elf?
He's called Rain Dolo.
Rain Dolo?
Yeah. So I like the name Rain.
Rain Dolo.
I just thought of a cool second name and I thought that sounds cool. He was brought up on the streets, and yeah, that's why I like the fact that he always looks out for people because he's like come from a scummy place. So like I say, anyone that needs freeing, so to speak, he'll always stand up for them and help them out and try and free them. But then when it comes to like big wars and stuff like that, I was just like, I listened to both sides of that goblin druid fucking thing, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people in that place didn't deserve to die, but such is life.
I think I made a barbarian called Dumbass.
Yeah, I'd expect that from you.
Yeah, something like that. And I lent heavy into that dumbass aspect.
Oh, it just
Yeah, especially with doors. When it come to doors and it wanted you to use a key or open it a specific way, I just hit them. Just hit the fucking doors, just smash them down, done. Or like any dialogues where it required any sort of decorum, and it give you the option to like just be a fucking barbarian, I'd always go with that. If I got to fucking doink someone on the head with a stick instead of fucking talking to him, that's what I was going with, which made it very fun.
You know me, I'm so into it. I'm currently reading that.
What's that?
It's called Dissolution, War of the Spider Queen. So it's set in the same world as Baldur's Gate.
A full-on book?
Yeah, well, there's fucking loads of them. But yeah, I want, because obviously I spoke to Connor about it. Obviously, the Dungeons and Dragons universe is vast, so you can buy books and not necessarily be in the realm of Baldur's Gate. So I wanted it. So then there's things in there that I'm reading. I'm like, oh, I know that place is in that game, and I've heard speak of that person.
Well,
and
Connor's going to be moved in properly soon, and he's got room for the old little fucking D&D.
Yeah, well, I'm ready. My time is now, and obviously now I spoke to you earlier about weekends should be more free.
Agreed.
So I get more opportunity to do things. Yeah. So that Baldur's Gate is the best game I've ever played, and I'm not saying Baldur's Gate is the GOAT. Baldur's Gate is no, but I'm not just saying it's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. It is genuinely the best game I've ever played. It's dethroned The Witcher, which nothing has since The Witcher 3 came out in 2016 or whatever. And yeah, I'm very happy that I'm 36 hours in on Act 1. And I don't care how long it takes, because there's not been one moment
how
I'm
long
bored.
the gameplay is.
I don't want to know.
I do, though.
Well, don't tell me.
I won't tell you.
I know probably the average, but I don't even want to know what the average is. Please do not mention anything. Do not look me in the eyes. Do not say anything because I want the game to end when it ends, not because I've gone, oh, I don't want to keep looking at my playtime going, oh, I must be
Do you
nearly
want to know
there.
how
No,
long?
I don't want to know. I don't
How
want to
long
know.
the average is?
No, don't tell me. I'll be pissed. I'll genuinely be angry. Don't tell me. I said this to Connie yesterday. I don't want to know. I just want to know if I'm out of Act 1.
Do you want to know how long Act 1 takes?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to know anything. I want to just play it and enjoy it, and that's the way it goes. But anyone listening, if you like The Witcher 3 or any games like that, don't be put off by the turn-based thing. It is amazing. The best game I've ever played. Hands down.
Isn't it like a quick slot wheel type?
Yeah, you got radial
configuration.
wheels. Yeah, you don't have to. You can go in your inventory or whatever. It's very intuitive. The only one thing I would say that's a bit annoying is if you're looking in your inventory, is just so much stuff.
Mm.
And I'm just like, I've got potions for this, I've got scrolls for that, I've got books. I don't know whether I should be picking this up. I don't know whether, I don't want to leave anything behind because I don't know if it'll be used later in time. And honestly, there's so many things I could talk about that's happened. Like,
Look at your fucking smiling
honestly,
face. Look at him.
There's
So when we last properly spoke about it, you was of the mindset where, much like myself, we never said that it was a bad game or that we thought it was going to be a bad game. We always knew it was going to be fucking decent. However, you did say that you didn't think at the time that you would finish it, that you would love it, and you would get a portion of the way through and, like myself, just go, I've had enough. I've done what I wanted to do. This is a great game, but I'm just not going to commit the time to it. That was that mindset changed? Do you believe you'll finish it?
Finishing this.
You're going to finish it?
It's not like Divinity Original Sin 2, which is made by Larian as well. Same thing. Exactly the same sort of game. I don't remember dice rolls. It was more just like skill checks. But I had no understanding of what was going on. I brute forced my way to like get anywhere in that game, and I was fluking it, and I'd avoid combat at all times because I just couldn't do it. Now I understand, and I'm paying attention to resistances and
because you can do joint campaigns on Baldur's Gate as well. Which is always a cool thing.
It's genuinely a marvel. I don't understand how they've made this.
Well, it took a long time.
Yeah,
it took a very, very long time.
But even so, Starfield's took the best part of 10 years. So where's Starfield in comparison?
What was Larian running with in the meantime with Baldur's? When Baldur's Gate, while they were making that, what was it?
Well, Divinity Original Sin 2 is their last big release.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like you've got the community that is the Larian community, and that Dungeons and Dragons type world, which never really mixes all too much with the rest of the gaming world. They're like their own entity, like the Warhammer people. They never really mix with everyone else, right? And then you just got like the FIFA idiots in the corner, like that type of shit. And I feel like what happened is Baldur's Gate 3 come out, and then all those other people that never mixed with any of the fucking typical nerdy people, because the biggest fucking time in the shining in the light with like things like Dungeons and Dragons with people who had never played it before was Stranger Things. When that come out, obviously that was their thing. They played Dungeons and Dragons, so I feel like that sort of like introduced a side that you don't really see of D&D to the people that maybe thought that it was too nerdy. When Baldur's Gate 3 come out, it did the same thing. People were able to experience Dungeons and Dragons to an extent without actually having to commit to it, because you just know that there's a lot of people out there who go, I'm not playing that, it's ridiculous, I'm never going to like play Dungeons and Dragons, it's too nerdy. But they'll play Baldur's Gate 3 on the sly, because like there are people like that. And I feel what happened is where those worlds mixed, the people that have never experienced D&D before, any like turn-based style of game, either really enjoyed it or were so confused that they just turned to hatred rather than fucking speculation. Like rather than being intrigued by it, it's just immediate hate. I can't play this game. I don't understand it. It's shit. and that's why you had a lot of the bad press about it from people that it just didn't matter, because it is such a, like you say, it's the pinnacle and where the bar is now set in terms of game development. Like that the effort that they've put into that game. It was a point I'm trying to make is just it's very cool to have all of the worlds of gaming mix into one to experience this thing that is so incredibly different and pathway creating for, like you say, the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades. It's crazy. It really is. It's mental.
What they've done is nothing short of incredible. They're like I say, the constant interacting with just random things, and there being like a little cutscene dedicated to it, or you just don't get that in games nowadays. And I remember us talking about it before when Baldur's Gate got brought forward. It was like, that's smart, getting out of the way of Starfield. That's smart.
Yeah,
I think this might win Game of the Year. Also, it's 97 on Metacritic.
No.
It's the highest rated PC game of all time, and it's the same on PS5.
I feel that Baldur's Gate has a very, very strong contender for Game of the Year. I don't think Starfield has a touch near Game of the Year.
I thought it would, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it does. Baldur's Gate 3. I still think that Hogwarts Legacy has a decent chance just because of how fucking quirky it is and how different.
At the moment, I'd say it's between Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate.
I think Tears of the Kingdom's dropped off.
Before any of this, I would have said Tears of the Kingdom. Looking at the lineup of games this year, I'd have said Tears of the Kingdom have got it nailed because it's Zelda, and Zelda it's going to wipe the floor after Breath of the Wild did. And then after Tears of the Kingdom, I would have said it would be Starfield. I don't see that happening now. A lot of discord around that, people not too keen and not happy, and I see the funniest Reddit post. I had to laugh out loud yesterday. It just notified me on my phone for some reason, and it come up saying after 500 hours of Starfield, I finally see what everyone else is saying, that there is nothing to do. You've played the game for 500 hours
and there's nothing to do.
Yeah, so what have you been doing for 500 hours?
Because you've done it all, you silly cunt.
But what have you been doing for 500 hours if there's nothing to do?
I love it. I love it when people do that, when they've put in literal days and days and days and days of fucking time into a game, and then they go, oh, shit. Well, you've just sunk 1,000 days into it. What do you mean it's shit?
I really, really like Starfield, so I'm not fussed what people say. And Bethesda games, they're an incubating sort. They will last a long time. You got to wait for the mods.
41 days. Has it been out for 41 days?
Maybe it was a satire post. I don't know.
Probably.
It must have been, because I reading that, I just laughed and closed it.
But those types of people do exist where, because obviously when you look on Steam, the reviews, it tells you how long the people who are reviewing it have played that game. So you can whereas like if I might turn around to you and say, oh, Baldur's Gate's one of the best games in the world, I definitely recommend it, or I'm sitting there going, oh, Baldur's Gate's shit. You look at my playtime, you see like 9-10 hours. It's not a coherent enough assessment. I haven't played it long enough. Whereas if you see someone, I don't know, someone like Connor, maybe, who's been playing Act 1 since you've first been allowed to, he's probably got like thousands of hours there. If he turns around and says the game's good, game's probably good because he's got the fucking time. You with The Witcher 3. If you say it's good, then it must be good because you look at your playtime. Shit like that. Same with me with something like ESO or World of Warcraft. You look at my playtime, it is decent.
I feel bad saying, you mentioned The Witcher 3 and I just got a pang.
You've abandoned it.
I got a pang of guilt.
Absolutely abandoned it.
I haven't. It's still a second favourite game of all time.
This is a game that... Is that a wasp? Was about... No, fuck off.
The trouble I have with Baldur's Gate...
Geralt of Rivia is...
He's the goat.
Little eyes twitching because you know that what you're saying is dirty. It's wrong.
No, it's right.
It's disgusting.
You've got to be true to yourself. But my problem with Baldur's Gate...
Henry Cavill's crying.
Most games... Well, I say most games because no games really do this. Maybe just The Witcher. But the intrigue and the nosiness always gets the better of me. And in Baldur's Gate, there's like there's a narrator that narrates over, which is she's got
Very
amazing
good.
voice.
Yeah,
by the
very
way.
good.
Just makes
Perfect
everything.
narrator.
Yeah, it's fantastic. In Divinity Original Sin, it's a guy who's got a really nice voice as well. I correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, you won't be able to, but I'm pretty sure the reason I like Baldur's Gate 3 so much more than Divinity, one, because I'm knowing how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Two, the camera angle is just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And three, when you talk to people in Divinity, I don't think it like goes in and like a cutscene. I think it's just you're still just standing where you was, and then the dialogue comes up. Not as interesting, not as engaging. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. So the problem is with me is I can't. So an example: walked up to a barn, went to open it, and then just like any other door, and then it went into like a little cutscene. And I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And it was like someone's getting slaughtered inside. Yeah, you know. Someone's getting fucked up, and then the narrator's like, "You hear loud groaning inside." Blah, blah. And then one of my followers was like, "I don't think we should open that door."
Yeah,
I was like, "I can't not. Like, I need to know."
Yeah.
So I open the door, and you know what's there? Like a troll and a fucking
Minotaur thing.
Yeah, just getting
going at it.
Yeah, getting rooted.
Yep.
And I said some things. They didn't like it, and then they attacked me. They killed me. But I was like, well, I've got to stick to that decision now. So I loaded it back up again and stuck to the decision. And I had to kill them both, and I felt terrible. But that has happened to me so many times. Even last night, it was like the narrator was like, you probably shouldn't go in here. All my followers like, you shouldn't go in here. And then something else, which I won't mention, was like, don't go in there. I was like, well, now I have to go in there. So I went in there, and I regretted it. But I had to. Because I can't not know what's behind that door now. I have to go in.
Yeah.
Was it a mistake? Absolutely.
But it would work exactly the same way if they was all standing there going, you might as well go in there and check it out. You go, all right, I'll go in.
I know.
Easily influenced.
In this game, much like Divinity Original Sin 2, I remember in that game, there's like a spider woman thing you could talk to. I spoke to her, and she was like, I can give you a great power. Just let me bite you. Let me have a bit of your blood or whatever it was. And as I just said, me being me, I was like, well, I can't turn down.
You can't turn that down. Go on, have a nibble.
Yeah,
go on,
it's not my arm. Have a bite.
Go on.
So we had a bite. And yeah, I think he'd give me something, or she'd give me something shit. I can't remember what it was. But then it just give you like a permanent, I can't remember, it's just complete made up. Just like a permanent -5 to speed or something, and then like a +2 to strength, just say for example. And I was like, well, that's shit. So I reloaded it and didn't do that again. But this time, I'm not reloading. So whatever decisions I make, they stay.
That's it.
And that makes the game so much better and more impactful because my decisions matter as opposed to just save scumming. It really means something. So when I've killed all them followers, I could have just reloaded and not done that. But I was like, no, this is the story that's being told by... This is Rain Dolo's story, right? I'm going to do another character, right? I am going to do another character.
Yeah.
It won't be straight after this for sure, because this is fucking a long time coming. But I will do another character. I'll probably do a sorcerer next time. I'll probably play as one of the already made characters.
Yeah,
Because you can have that, and then it's even more fucking immersive. So yeah, I know what character I'll play as well. So yeah, I've just, this is his story. So not reloading, which I've always done in games, is changing my complete mindset on how these games should be played. Even in The Witcher, if I made a decision I didn't like, I just reload it. But it takes away so much from the game.
It takes away the whole immersion of it, because I'm guilty of doing that.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot with Starfield.
I'm telling you now, don't do that no more. Just go with your gut reaction and be like, fuck, man. Yesterday, I was in a building, big thing. They're like, give me this. I know you got it. And I was like, I know if I say no, you're going to aggro on me.
And then I'm going to have to kill you.
And yeah, but not just you. Everyone in this whole fucking fort is going to aggro on me. But I cannot give you this thing. So I said no. And I had to kill every single person. Every single one. Even the dogs and the wolves and everything in there. Right? But I could have just reloaded it and just said, well, I'll see what it does first. No, fuck that. Yeah, no, this is it now. I'm stuck here until I get out. And that, honestly, take it from me as someone who does the same as you, that makes the game so much better because you're just like, well...
This is what I've chosen. This is my path. I can't change it. This is it.
And I've
This is
always
it.
reloaded, but now I don't do that no more, and this means so much more.
Maybe that's how. Well, I think that is just how those types, or like Bethesda games, things like that. That's how they're supposed to be played, and like you say, both guilty of save scumming.
But also not just that. I think I've always played me, like in games. I've not called myself Ash, but I've always played. Well, what would I do?
I always do that as well when I need to change
I'm
that.
not doing that.
Just
No
be
more.
the cunt.
Exactly. I'm just doing what I think my character would do. Obviously, you create your backstory, you create your character, you create your race, much like in Starfield, and you go, right, so my Starfield guy was a bounty hunter who grew up on the streets of Neon, which is supposed to be rough, so he's going to do anything for money, but he's going to have morals because he come up, much like Rain Dolo, right? He grew up in the streets of Baldur's Gate.
There's a pattern here.
Yeah, he's a ruffian, and that's why in my head, he'll look out for other people that are being oppressed, because there's a lot of them. A lot of the gnomes are being forced.
The Robin Hood of the world.
Yeah, a lot of gnomes and that are being forced to mine and shit. I don't release him. I say release him. What are you gonna do about it? And I'm like, watch this. Use my force powers or whatever I do. But when it comes to like big decisions, I just go, well, what I think he would do, as opposed to what I would do, and it makes it so much more interesting. It really does. And it's completely changed the way I look at RPGs.
Well, that's the name of them, isn't it? Role-playing games. You're role-playing. You are not playing
But I always thought I was role-playing, but I wasn't. I was just choosing what I think I would do.
Yeah.
And that's not the way I want to play.
You have to sit there and you have to go, what would this person do?
Well,
Because you're creating a story there.
Exactly. There's been choices in the game that I've wanted to choose, but I'm like, but it doesn't fit with what he would do. I know he wouldn't do that. In my head, he wouldn't choose that. That makes no sense. To all the other decisions that you've made, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So I have to not do that, and that's frustrating, but also exciting. And another cool thing about this, I know it sounds so nerdy and weird and
That's
stupid.
the whole point. We're running a gaming podcast.
Yeah, but this is like next level. But the cool thing is, I've created this guy now, Rain Dolo. I'll always remember him, Baldur's Gate. That's where he come from. That's where he lives. If we all go and play D&D, I could create Rain Dolo.
Well, yeah.
And he can have his own campaign. But in my head, I know what he looks like. I know what he's done. It's just it filters through.
Your backstory for Rain Dolo, if we go and play D&D with Conrad, is that you have a backstory already made. You know what I mean? Your geezer's already been on an adventure. He's already there. He's the Gandalf. He's got a history there. It's a past that you might divulge in, but you also might keep it to yourself because you might have done some stuff. You might have, you know what I mean? But
he's so sick. He's got circumcised penis.
Love it.
Medium sized. He's got Ragnar Lothbrok haircut, shaved around the sides with a tied up ponytail coming down, and the hair physics, it wobbles about as you're moving. I've got a red cape that I wear, which is the Red Prince cape, because I bought the deluxe version, which gives you the Red Prince cape, and the Red Prince is from Divinity Original Sin 2. He's the lizard. So I got his red cape. I got this sick armor. I've got a hood. I toggle off, but I don't like helmet stuff on. But I've got a hood that I can just turn invisible. I've got an ability I can turn invisible, but as soon as I move, the invisibility wears off.
Comes off, yeah.
This one doesn't, so I can turn invisible and run about and that. He looks fucking sick. He's got 3 like swallows tattooed here. He's got a fuck off big scar down. You got to put the scar over the eye. So I mean, it's gangster. And I've just unlocked a new ability which I haven't used yet. Not on my guy, on the sorcerer. He can turn himself into like a gas form, so I can sleep through cracks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So what?
That's cool.
So this is what I mean. Why nothing's told to you. So you'll find like holes in the world. Like it'll be perception. Oh, there's a hole there. You go, oh, I can't fit through there. Like, how the fuck do you get in there then?
Yeah, it's down to your own mind to figure that one out.
Maybe, but there's loads of holes, and I think if you play like a dwarf or a gnome or whatever, I think you can get through them.
Yeah.
But then there's also like I've got the ability to conjure a mage hand, so I literally conjure a hand, and you can fly around and interact with levers and stuff like that. I can just fly in there and have a look.
This is a game where you can pick up children and throw them.
Yeah, you can do anything.
You can throw people.
Most games,
you can pick up bodies and put them in your pocket.
Games are scared of putting children in.
Yeah, terrified of doing it,
and I understand why. But that village, their
Yeah.
children are slaughtered. I didn't do it,
I would.
but there's dead children and stuff, and that's mental. But they're there, and it's not like fucking hell, it's a dead kid. But it's just that's why it's Game of Thrones. There's no holds barred.
Understand.
Serious.
I would, because you can't in so many games. Like you say, they're so scared to cross that line with it. And yeah, well, High on Life, that fucking annoying little kid that you can shoot in the face.
Oh yeah,
Everyone wanted to shoot him in the face because you're not allowed to.
You're not allowed to shoot me.
Yeah.
I'm Jed. You can't.
You go, well, I fucking can. Boom, done. And things like Baldur's Gate, bro. If I've got the option to put a bullet in someone's head that I'm not supposed to be allowed to put a bullet in their head. This is a game, by the way, not talking real life, because I don't. You know what I mean? You kind of have to. You have to at some point, just for the fun of it.
When I was taking on this goblin army, or when I was with this goblin army, right? I couldn't work out. I didn't really know how to start a fight. Well, I did, and it started, but I was like, have I fucked this up? Because there's no goblins with me. I'm taking on a whole camp on myself, like the whole place. And I've been here and I've spoke to every person in this place. Mate, there's millions. I'm fucked. And I couldn't do combat then. I had no abilities. I could like run and hit and miss. That's all that was happening. And then that's when my follower turned on me, so I give him the quick one bang. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't a one bang, it was multiple bangs.
Quick one bang, fuck off. Wetty.
Yeah, he was a wetty. I'm glad I didn't want him anyway, but I wouldn't have killed him.
Give him the quick one bang.
And then all of a sudden, because you know you got that little character tiles at the top tells you whose turn it is next. That just went. All these goblins, fucking trolls turn up, throwing barrels at the thing. They're all rushing in, killing. I was like, hey. It felt like a proper fucking go. But then I got down to a point, it was like, right, now you need to go and kill X, Y, and Z. I was like, all right, cool. Went down there. I was like, fuck, this is far and above my ability. I can't kill all these. They're fucking me up. So what I do, I put Rain Dolo on top of a pillar and made him go invisible. And then the other two just kept running away. Run. And they were getting chased. And all I did was lead them to more goblins.
Yeah.
And then the goblins had like explosive barrels on their back. So when they got to near the goblins, I just fucking blew the goblins up and killed everybody.
Just used them as fucking
I used
bait.
them as cannon fodder. But that was my brain thinking. And much like you, I am the same. We're very similar. In games where I can do anything, I get paralysed and I'm like, I'm dumb. Yeah. I don't know. In this game, I'm not dumb. I'm thinking. I'm sitting there.
Yeah, I love that.
Because it's turn-based.
It gives
so
you
I can just sit
freedom.
there and be like, right, let's have a look around.
Yeah.
What's about? Right, that falls down. I can shoot that.
It gives you the absolute freedom to do, like, it's literally just like exactly what you just said. You enter into a combat, into combat, and yeah, you've got the time to sit there, look at your surroundings, which you can freely look at, and decide what it is that you need to do. And yeah, if you die during that combat, you come back and you do it again. There's a different approach, which is the whole point of the game. I really need a wee.
Last thing.
Go on.
I love using. I've took the spell off now, but one of my go-to spells was my cleric summoned like rain, so she'd just summon a big puddle of rain, and then Rain Dolo would just fucking call down some lightning.
Oh, sick!
Just everyone in and fucks them up. But then obviously me being stupid, I'd be like, brilliant, they're all nearly dead, so I'd send my warrior in there to finish them off, and she'd just be like, and that's my level of smartness. But yeah, greatest game ever made, not even close. If you ever thought about playing a game like this, fucking get it. If you didn't think about playing a game like this, still get it. It's the best ever.
It is what we would call the GOAT.
It's genuinely the GOAT. This is now what games are being matched up against for me. So rip anything else is game over, man. It's just, yeah.
You've heard it here first. Later, rather than...
Not first. Definitely last, but...
Last. You've heard it here last. Baldur's Gate 3.
That should be our motto. You've heard it here last.
Right, we're going to go and do the Patreon. So, enjoy that. See you later. Uru.
Uru.